Hey everybody, before I get started with the actual video, I'm going to go over a few things that I forgot to make when I first started making this, and then I'll get into the real thing. You do need to know this though. If you have a 32-bit operating system, you can only maximize your RAM up to like 4 gigs, or maybe 6. I'm fairly certain it's 4 though. And if you overdo it, then it'll crap out on you and you'll be screwed. Other than that, you're pretty much good to go, and the only way you can have a 64-bit operating system is if your processor supports it. There is a way to check that from your computer's OS, and we're going to go ahead and I'm going to show you how to do that now. So all you have to do is go down to the Start menu, right-click Computer, and go down to Properties. Go ahead and click that, and then scroll down until you see Change Settings. And this will give you a basic overview. So like if you're already running a 64-bit operating system, you're good to go. Doesn't matter. And if you already have like a huge amount of RAM, then you probably are looking at something other than your RAM chips for for support. And if you click this, it'll show you here. And this is actually the same place I was going to take you. So just click on that. And as you can see, your RAM your RAM, if it's up about this high, you're pretty much good to go. The only thing that's limiting you is your lowest score. So if that happens to be your performance for your desktop, then that's what you need to upgrade, not your RAM. So below this, you'll see where it says View Detailed Performance System Information. Go ahead and click on that to view all your processor's details. If you are running 32, that's the only reason you'd need to go this far. But basically it will tell you how much space you have left on your hard drive and your graphics card type and everything like that. So it's telling me right now that my lowest score is coming from my graphics card. So if I wanted to fix that, I would have to replace my graphics card. But I'm just going to upgrade the RAM because I have no problems with my graphics. So basically, under System, it'll say System Type, and then if you're running 32, it'll be 32. And then down here, under Number of Processor Cores, it'll say, are you 64-bit compatible? And it'll say yes. If you're already running 64-bit operating system, it will not say anything because obviously you are. So, with that being said, that is how you check, and that's a few of the limitations. And then now we're going to get into the actual video. So hopefully you guys are running 64. So yeah. Hey everybody, in this video I'm going to be showing you guys how to replace the RAM chips in your computer. And don't worry, this is not all screen based video. The other half of this will be how to actually open up your computer and install it, and where to look for all the stickers on your computer and everything like that to tell what kind it is. If you don't remember who made your computer, then that's not really a big issue in this case because the website will provide you with a tool to tell you. And also, if you if you have like a desktop, this will work on a desktop as well. And if you're unsure about that, then you can pretty much look it up by the numbers that are on your motherboard using the form factor and the manufacturer name and the board type and all that. So we're just going to go ahead and get through the telling what type you need part now and installing it and everything I'll do in the second half. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to open up the internet here and start on a blank page, and we're going to go to crucial.com. Alright, so crucial.com, that's spelled CRUCIAL.com. And then it should take you here, and if you're not here, then you're in the wrong place. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to go up here to where it says memory RAM, and if you want a solid state hard drive or just a regular disk hard drive, hard disk drive, and all that, then usually you can find anything you need up here. So let's go ahead and click on memory RAM because that's what we're replacing. And once it comes up with this page, you can choose one of these two options. You can either scan your system and see what you need, what's compatible, what type of computer you have, and everything like that, or you can select your manufacturer if you already know what it is and everything like that. So, and generally, if you have Dell or Acer, you can pretty much just go with either of those, and they'll give you a shit ton of available options because those are more widely, compatible. So those are more interoperable. But anyways, we're gonna go over here and choose a manufacturer. Mine, I know, is Lenovo. So we're gonna go through the list until we see Lenovo. Let's see. Why are these not? There it is. So there's Lenovo. I have an IdeaPad, and the model is a V570. So let's look for that. V570. I know there's a ton of all of them. I don't know why. They just make a ton. And then we'll go ahead and find it. So now, as you can see, their top option here, or recommended, would be the 8GB kit, which is a kit of two 4GB RAM chips. They are DDR3, which is the newest type of DDR. They're coming out with a DDR4, but it is not out yet. Let's see. So PC3, it's like a model information. CL, that's I forget what CL stands for, but the lower the number, the better it is, as a matter of fact. So CL9 is not the best, and if you can find a better for your model, that would be good. The closer to 0 you can get it, the better. I believe it's the amount of time it takes the electrons to go through the board completely. So if it takes 9 like picoseconds or whatever, that's a little bit off from 1 picosecond. Even though, I mean, when you're talking in units that small, you're not going to notice it, but it's still a difference. Unbuffered, if you want to set up a server, you really want buffered, but if you're not doing that, then screw it, you don't need buffered, and it tends to slow it down anyways. Non-ECC, I'm not really sure what they're talking about with that. Let's see, 1333, that would be the gigahertz level. So if we were talking about, how many lines of code can I run through this thing in a second, it would do like 1333 because that's its, sorry, 1333,000 or million, I believe. That's just that's basically its refresh rate. How fast can it do things? 1.35 volts. That's the amount of voltage it takes to power your motherboard, and all that should specify that. And then the 64, it'll handle 64-bit, and if it'll handle that, 32 should be a snap. Yeah, so all of this, and then the part number, that's just so you can look it up later on like the manufacturer's website. So what you want to do is you look through these. If you don't want this much, you can go ahead and show all the types, and then scroll down, and they have a bunch of different stuff. So and you definitely don't want to get down that low. But yeah, so once you find what you want, let's see. Just go ahead and click buy now, and then it'll make you enter in all your information. You can check it, and when it gets here, that's what you would do. But other than that, the second half of this video is going to cover actually replacing your RAM, so don't worry about that. And anyways, so I guess I'll see you guys on the external camera. Hey everybody, so now that the RAM chips have arrived, it took about 2-3 days. Just remember that Crucial has a lot of discounts and things. Usually you have to go to the other sister sites and use their website to get the discount, and then go to Crucial from there. And you can get lots of things like free shipping, no taxes, and 5% off, whatever that deal may be. But now we have our two 4GB RAM chips, so total of 8. And remember that these are laptop RAM chips. They're not the same as desktop RAM. Desktop RAM is bigger and a little bit more robust, but it's about the same nowadays with DDR3 and up. So remember that when you're doing this on a desktop, you'll have to open up the desktop, and you'll see the RAM chips, but they'll be longer. And also, I think they're actually easier to put in on a desktop. Personally, I think they are. Yeah, so, but I'm going to go ahead and switch over to the other external camera, and then we're going to install these RAM chips. So see you guys there.
Alright, so once you actually have your RAM chips, what you want to do is you want to turn off your computer, and by turn off I don't mean put to sleep, I mean shut down completely, save everything you're working on, because otherwise it will be lost. Then you want to unplug it and flip it over and get the battery unit out, and you can do this by flipping the lock switch to the right or left depending on like who makes your battery and all that, and then just holding this other lever to the left while you pull the battery off. I cannot do that while I hold the camera, so I'm going to go ahead and put it down and then pick it back up and tell you guys where to go from there. Okay, so now we have the battery out of the laptop, and as you can see there's a large panel on the bottom with screws which are Phillips head type here, 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 and here, and here. No, actually, no, that's not connected, and right here on the right side there. Now, in order to get that panel off, all we have to do is unscrew these. But if you have a type of computer with a smaller panel, either around here or over here, I would recommend taking that off first, because that's probably where your RAM chips are. This just so happens to integrate my hard drive, processor, RAM chips, all of that, all into one area, so that if I take this off I can get to all of them. And of course, you know, you'll need a Phillips head screwdriver or a flathead depending on what type of screws are used in your computer. And I will warn you, some of them use Torx screwdrivers, which are probably Torx 8. But they could be Torx 9, I guess, or any level. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and unscrew this, and I'll take it off, and then I'll start the video back up. So I'll see you then. Alright, so as you can see, I've got the bottom panel off, and here is where the added processing units would go, or at least extra memory cards. These are where the default memory cards go, and this is the hard drive here itself, which right now I just wanted to check, see if this is SATA or PATA, and but I probably don't want to lift that out just yet. Oh yeah, that's right, pull it that way first. Alright, so I'll check that after this video. But I am going to show you guys how to replace your RAM chips. So what you're going to want to, what you're going to probably see are little arms on the left and right side of the chips. And what you're going to want to do is just pull those out to the sides, preferably at the same time, but it really doesn't matter. And once you do that, you'll see your RAM chip pop up above the other, and you can pretty much just pull it straight back out at this point. Now I cannot because of that damn Band-Aid. But there we go. So now we have chip number 1 removed, and this particular chip was, I think, yep, it was 2 gigabytes, and that means that the other one is 4 gigabytes. And we do it the same way. We just lift the edges off gently, and once it's been lifted up a little bit, we grab it and we can pull it. Now I'll have to get this one by the sides, so I'm going to go ahead and set you guys down and then pick you back up when I get it. Okay, now that we have that RAM chip out, we're going to go ahead and take our new ones and put them in. Now for this, I'm going to go ahead and like rotate you to straight above. What you're going to want to see is like a little notch, and you can see it, it's right there on the slot or the port where you put your RAM chips in. And in order to get this right, you need to make sure that your RAM chip lines up with that slot, okay? And if it doesn't, you either got the wrong type or you just have it backwards and you need to flip it around, which is fine. All you have to do to fix that is just rotate it, and then go ahead and stick it in as best you can. You may have to get it a bit low towards the keyboard, or not towards the keyboard, but towards the actual device. So I'm going to go ahead and sit you guys down again so I can insert this, and yeah, so don't force it, make sure it lines up, and I'll be right back. Alright, so I now have both the RAM chips put into place, and the battery on this camera is dying, so I'm going to have to cut this video now. But basically that's how you replace your RAM. and your hard drive if you wanted to, and also input some extra chips here. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Hopefully you learned a little something, and now you can just put everything back together, and I'll see you next time.